Not a Team Player is a podcast that brings China to the world from a Western point of view. We talk to real people who have lived and worked in both China and the West and aim to bridge the divide that traditional media creates and promotes. On this show, we're going to do things a little bit differently because, let's face it, I'm not a team player. Welcome to another edition of Not a Team Player. My name is Trevor Metz. I'm with a very special guest that has actually been on the show before, a gentleman by the name of Rick Garson. He was my very first guest. And yeah, applause.
Now, 1,000 shows later.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. So when we first interviewed you, you were all very optimistic about life and how things were going. You're the CEO of VX Entertainment, and just to give some background, you're the creator of the Billboard Music Awards. You were looking at all these new projects, and then COVID.
Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I mean, the coronavirus struck, and it struck hard, fast, and did lots of damage, not just here, but globally. It's been a real struggle. I've never been involved in anything like this, and this is a new peak and valley that we're all going and living through that no one's ever experienced.
Well, this is the thing. So your company is now no longer in business.
Well, true, not true. I mean, the entertainment business, live event business is dead.
Yeah.
Globally.
I mean, across the planet.
Yeah, around the world,
There's
dead.
nothing going on.
And I think the first place that will be back on the radar screen would be China doing more live events. You know, it's not going to be the caliber that it was prior to this coronavirus.
Right.
So
I mean, right now it's just like there's nothing. There's no sports.
There's nothing.
There's no sports. There's
nothing.
no music. There's
There's
no
nothing.
events.
There's nothing. There's just Plan B.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
But
yeah. And for everybody who knows it, that's the name of the bar that I own. And let me tell you, I've had a rough go of it as well. We're down like 75% business at least. Yeah, and those are the improved numbers.
Right. But it's affecting everybody. It doesn't matter. It doesn't discriminate on business. It doesn't discriminate on who you are, where you're from, what you do, color, age, whatever. It doesn't matter. It is what it is, unfortunately. And, we're all hit hard and nobody was expecting. I mean, I know you guys were doing really good and my business was doing really good, but then boom, this hit. And it was just like,
walk me through sort of what was happening and what was going through your mind as this started to happen. Because right before you had a whole bunch of projects.
Yeah, well, we were nonstop projects. We were planning 10 medium-sized projects, 4 large projects, global projects, and everybody was full steam ahead. It was just like, if you remember the Twilight Zone or Outer Limits type of show, it's like somebody came by, pulled the plug out, and everything just stopped. It just stopped on January, like I want to say 23rd, give or take a day. And luckily, I say luckily, like 2 weeks prior, just got back to China. So I was here, which was good news because it got worse everywhere else while this was getting better. But everything just stopped and everybody's like running to the hills. What are we going to do? How are you going to do this? What are you going to do? Clients, everything just stopped. Everything was canceled. And then like everybody in the world, we have to start like giving people holiday leave or pay or cut their pay, and things just haven't picked up. So then you have to start, unfortunately, letting people go. And it's tough.
It's hard to even talk about it. Like I know I went from a staff of maybe 10 down to a staff of 3.
Right.
Yeah.
And and your people, know you, and your customers trust them. And the same thing, it's like they're family. And you feel really bad, but everybody was pretty good because, and also it was like you want to let them go and not like they're running off to get some other job either. I mean, it's really difficult. So we just had to let people go, and then things have just gotten worse and worse and worse. And shows that we're talking about back in like February that might happen in July. Now, those are like, okay, July 2021. We're talking maybe first show in October. So rents are expensive, especially where we are here, and the overhead's really expensive, and we have to make some decisions right now. So we're kind of like on hold.
One thing is that I know, at least back in North America, in Canada and the U.S., there's a lot of bailout sort of money going around, and we don't see none of that.
No, we don't see that. But then again, my friends that are in America that are doing big shows, everybody's getting bailout, but the ones that are supposed to get the bailout money.
Like, what do you mean?
I mean, you saw this whole thing where the business, like that's business stimulation packages, like billion-dollar, multi-million-dollar companies were getting put paper in for loans, and like all the little guys weren't getting it, and the big guys were getting it. It's not fair, but anyway, America's a mess.
Yeah.
So, but here we're not getting anything. I mean,
We get nothing.
nothing. I think there's talk about like, oh, where we are here, the rents are gonna stop the rent or delay payment or cut your rent in half. But I mean, they haven't done anything to us.
No, they haven't given me
No,
really any
no,
break.
nothing. No
Yeah,
breaks.
for this studio that we're recording in right now, they gave me 1 week free rent.
Really, that was very nice.
Wasn't that generous?
And I just for the sport of it was figure, okay, well everything's happy and everyone's, all my friends in America, call your credit card companies, right?
Mm.
You know,
Mhm.
every credit card company was great,
Yeah, I bet.
except
Except,
American Express.
yeah, of course.
Fucking pain in the ass.
Yeah, no, I hear you. So now what though? I mean, because I
Okay.
still don't see so much of an end in sight. Because, like you said, America's a mess.
Yeah.
A mess.
Yeah.
So that situation's not going to get cleared up anytime soon. And I don't think China's going to open their borders anytime soon because there's still a mess out there.
That's the other thing is that I have this great world-class team, and I'm like, okay, fine. I don't give a damn if America does any live events in the next 2 years.
Right.
I don't care.
Right.
And that's better for us here.
Right.
And then, I could bring some of my key team members here and we could create and work on shows here, do them here, and then, globally, if we're going to televise, stream it or whatever, but, start getting shows ready here, go in pre-production for 2, 3, 4 months. And then when it changes, we're ready to open and roll. And I've talked to some of the big, entertainment companies here in China that are looking to purchase and co-produce events that like what I do over and above the regular, installations on the hologram or virtual reality, mixed reality, and AI, AR. But I can't get any of my team members here.
Right.
So it's like this catch-22. But I think China will probably be limiting some live events, shows.
Well, last week we saw Disney in Shanghai open to a certain degree.
Right.
I guess for these live events, you need audiences,
Yeah,
right?
you need audiences.
And so,
But then again, I mean,
are you seeing any kind of opportunities in other
Streaming?
yeah, and stuff like that?
well, everybody's streaming now. Okay. So I think what we have to do is if we're going to do anything on streaming, a show or concert or whatever, it's got to be really different. It's really got to be immersive, interactive experience, like I always say.
Mm.
But if we can do that and on streaming, I don't care that nobody's 20,000 venues empty. Because if we could create this great show and it's streamed to billions or millions of people around the world, then that's great. And that's what we're working on. About the studio or VX, it doesn't matter where I am or where I work out of. I mean, I have a great team of people and I'm nothing without the team.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. I mean,
right.
you're your own brand.
Yeah. So, and I love my team, but I don't need to be here. I mean, I could do it here and I just assemble the guys and off we go. What I've created here, it's never been done before. I created against all odds.
Mm.
A foreigner, we're foreigners in China, a foreign land. We don't speak the language.
Pilgrims in a strange land.
And
yeah.
we both had visions to entertain and make people happy. And against all odds, what I wanted to do, we succeeded. I succeeded at VX and we were doing really good. Yeah, and yeah, it's my real baby because I made so many sacrifices for this. I'm not complaining. I love my life. I'm a serial entrepreneur. So the truth is, yeah, in the last 2 months have been hell for me. I'm not, because I'm a very optimistic person, as you know, and our little fights and arguments is about, I'm such an optimist and you're such a pessimist.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say it.
Yeah,
I'm
true,
half
though.
full, you're half empty.
Yeah.
But I know it's all going to get better. But this has been the first time that this long I go to bed going like, oh, it's got to be better tomorrow. It's got to be better tomorrow.
Well, I think the thing is, what does my head in and is what keeps me up is that it's completely out of my control.
Nothing we could do is
I could
control.
give away free beer and it won't make people come
Right,
in.
right.
There's nothing that I
Right.
can do. I can't change recipes or add new things or, put in a new interior
Right.
or, there's nothing I can do
Right.
to get people.
But I also think that people really want to come out. I see it. I'm seeing people really want to go out, just walking around and on the weekends and the holiday. I mean, there was traffic now,
Yeah, no, I know traffic's been
and
bad. Yeah.
it's just that people want to go out and they're going to starting to go out. I know, but they are. I mean, they really are starting to go out.
We've kind of had a bad run of. We had some weird weather this year so
It's
far
really,
too.
I mean, it went from winter to summer and then
Now it's
forget spring and then summer and now back to winter
yeah, it's really weird.
and rainy. And then on top of it, this gloom and doom around the world. And then you got President Trump,
Mm,
who's, idiot.
yeah,
Sorry, all you Trump supporters.
yeah.
Really, it just makes it go, what am I doing? And every time you feel good, okay, now we're in China and things are getting better. And then he opens his mouth.
I know. I know.
I know, you know.
I know.
I know.
I did. And I just keep sitting there going, this isn't helping anything.
No, and to me, China, good, bad, or indifferent, has been so cool, so level-headed, more open and transparent than they've ever been,
Mm.
and they're biting the bullet. And I love what
I'd like to see some of the things start to change though. I mean, we haven't had any cases, I think, in a long time. I'd like to see them like in my community, they've got gates up everywhere. So you can't get in. There's only two ways
yeah.
in. I'd like to see them open that up a
Well,
little bit.
in my place, and I'm in the danger zone like you are supposedly. They opened up in my community. We had 4 gates,
Hmm.
and now it was just down to 1 gate for the last 3 months. Now they open up another gate.
Okay, well, that's better.
So I think May 22nd is a big time here.
Why, what's May 22nd?
That's the big national
the
council
meeting, yeah,
whatever.
the political meeting. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I should know that.
yeah, you should. So it was postponed, and now
That's
it's
right.
May 22nd, and it'll be great. I mean, I think what 5,000
I don't know.
leaders are coming to town
I
or
don't know
something
how
like
many,
that.
but it's a lot.
But a lot, and be interesting to see if they're wearing masks.
I imagine they will be.
Be
I
really
think they will be.
interesting.
You see Trump the other day go through
Oh,
the
I know,
mask
I know.
thing, and he went into a mask factory
I
without a
hate-
mask, and I was just like, Jesus, man.
Oh, and now his valet, he was so anti-testing. I don't need to be tested now. His valet, his personal valet in the White House, has coronavirus,
Oh.
tested positive. So now he's going to be tested every day,
Oh man,
and they're just throwing everything back in his face.
you and me
But
both.
no, it's I think it's bad. It's bad, but it's going to get better. It can only get better.
Well, you've seen some opportunity now in other fields.
You
Can
know,
we
I
talk
mean,
about that?
well, not really, but I know a lot of people, and a lot of people have come to me and asked me different things, like, "Oh, well, you're not. Can you help possibly with getting this medical equipment, crops? Can you and things that I don't know and I don't do, but why I am downtime, but downtime in the sense of waiting. I mean, we have weekly conference calls, twice a week conference calls with my team around the world, and we're talking about different shows and opportunities and what we can do and how we can stream it. But in between all that other downtime, yeah, I'm helping people do some other trading.
Well, so I
Yeah.
mean, you are seeing some level of opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, you have to create your own opportunity.
Mhm.
So I'm always open to opportunities, but my bread and butter and my true love is the entertainment and creating shows and producing and creating, distributing, So to me, it's kind of awkward. I feel guilty.
Right.
But then again, it's, you got to provide.
Well, you got to get food on the
Yeah,
table,
food on the table.
You've got a baby and a,
Yeah,
and a wife and a dog, and
Yeah, you got to provide.
Yeah.
And you got to do what you have to do.
Well, this is it. I mean, I wear like 3 different
Yeah.
hats these days, and some girl sort of complained, "You're always so busy." And
Oh
I'm
my
like,
God.
well, because I gotta live. I have to eat. And
Well, it's so funny because my whole life, I'm a road warrior, a global gypsy, and we've discussed this before. But then again, now with these last 4 months, has it been?
yeah, at least
4
more
months.
more than that.
Right. Okay. I have never spent this much time at home in my life.
Mhm.
I've never ever spent this much time at home. And and I have a new son, and who's now going to be 1 year old, which I can't
Oh
believe
wow,
in
yeah,
at
that
the end
went
of this
fast, eh?
month. I know. And it wasn't for this virus, I never, ever would have spent this much time with him. And it's amazing. I mean, you can't replace this
Right.
time. You can't, buy this time. Good thing about this virus is it's giving me time to spend with my son.
Well, that is good. And
Yeah.
then yeah, I guess you just always have to keep some positives throughout this, or else it just go
Dude,
nuts.
you look out that window and go, oh man,
I see other people like that they got 9 to 5 jobs and they haven't, that they should be damn grateful if they're still getting those paychecks.
Yes.
Whereas guys like you and me, everybody's getting paid. My suppliers are getting paid. My employees are getting paid. Guess who's not getting
Yeah.
paid?
Yeah. Us. I mean, my bank doesn't know what a deposit is, so
Right.
I've given up on that.
Yeah, it's forgotten.
Forgotten. And and I have some friends here, acquaintances here, that are getting paychecks and they're complaining
I know.
about their jobs. I go, what right do you have to complain?
Yeah.
Really? I mean, all kidding aside, I say to them, what right do you have to complain? If you hate it so much, then quit and go get another job.
Yeah. Good luck back
Right.
home.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Or even here. I mean, it's crazy.
Well, not a lot of people are hiring.
That's what I'm saying. Nobody's hiring. No, okay, go leave. Nobody's hiring. I mean, maybe next month things will be opened up. But then again, on the other side of things, for us that are here, when things do open up and people still can't get back here, it makes us that much more impotent.
Right. Well, here's the thing. So, like, I talked to you about this off the air, but like at one point during this whole thing, and we were down to such part-time hours that I had to tell my staff, look, I can't pay you your full-time salaries anymore. I have to put you on part-time. And one of my employees was really not happy about that, and he was, he was threatening, I'll quit. And I went, I don't want you to do that, but good luck. If you think you can go out there and get another job doing what you do that pays you as well as I do,
Right.
I'm all the power to you, buddy.
No, I mean, every company, I mean, is saying the same thing to all their people. We don't want to do this, but you're better off taking the cut and trying to survive with us. Why it comes back because no one's going to be out there. No one's hiring.
I would love to go back home for a visit at some point, but then you can't come back.
Can't come back.
So, I mean, it's a weird feeling knowing that you can't really go anywhere.
Well,
Like, I'm not even sure. Are we allowed to travel outside of Beijing at this point?
I don't know.
I know. I know people say we are.
I mean, China's home for us. I don't want to go visit America right now. It's too
No. I wouldn't want to go to the
crazy.
US. No. But I'd like to see Canada.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
better. Yeah.
But America's is nuts. I mean, you have a president who's whatever, and then you have governors and senators and mayors, and nobody agrees on anything. And
I'd just like to go somewhere nice, though.
Yeah.
Like out of like, not saying that Beijing's not nice. I'm just saying that I've been here now for so many months without going
Right.
anywhere, and like, it's just all day long dogs and.
No, I mean, I said the same thing. I would like to go away.
Yeah.
I like to just escape for
Just even a week down in Vietnam or
Yeah,
Thailand or
someplace.
something like that would be just fantastic.
and just to relax.
Yeah.
Not
have to worry
about anything.
I really don't. I know some places are doing quite well. Like if you go into Sanlitun, which is the bar district here in Beijing, you'll see that some of the bigger places are now quite busy. But for us who are just a bit out of the way and we're like a neighborhood thing, it's hard. It's so hard to change people's mindset. Whereas back home, I think if they opened up bars and restaurants again, people would flock.
But I mean, one of the hardest hit businesses is the F&B business.
Oh yeah, but easily, yeah, if not the most hardest hit.
Besides us.
Yeah.
But then again, one of the quickest to rebound will be the F&B. But you see, you also had, before the virus, winter time.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then
so that's my slow period.
Right. So you had winter and then you've gone into this virus.
Oh yeah. It's just like I got kicked between the legs like twice.
Right. Yeah. So, but you're going to pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and
there's
get back
option.
in the race. Right.
This is what people will say, oh, it'll be fine.
But it will be fine.
I don't know, man. I got to make it. So, I mean,
you've got to make it fine. It's going to be fine, you know?
I mean, what's the worst thing that can happen, I guess? I mean, I'd hate to close my doors.
But you're not going to close. So the worst thing that's happened.
Well, you don't know that, though.
Well, I don't. Right. I don't know.
What we need is everybody okay, you can't really blame landlords for wanting their money because they have expenses too.
And also they didn't make this coronavirus happen.
Right. And it's not their fault. And so here we are saying, yeah, but we don't have any businesses. You've closed off all the exits and entrances. So how can I get business? Or, like, let's say we are busy, they'll come over and complain like, hey, you're too busy.
Right.
I'm going, well, look,
What
you
do you want
want
me to
your
do?
rent,
Right.
y-
But then again, you got to remember something. But these landlords that own all this place, right? This buildings
yeah, this
and
is one
land,
guy. Yeah.
right? One guy. But it's a lot easier for him to go to 1 or 2 or 10 banks and say, look, this is happening. He'll get relief.
Right. But what about us?
But that's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
he's got to pass that relief on to us.
Yeah.
So anyway,
I have the greatest landlord personally. The guy is just the nicest guy where I live, landlord, not my rent
right.
place. This guy, when this COVID happened, I said, look, business is really tough. And he dropped my rent
I know, I couldn't believe it.
down to like, okay, so it was 8,500 RMB a month, which was already a screaming deal for a 2-bedroom with such a nice, pretty view and everything like that. So then he dropped down to 65 from 85. Now he's dropped it again
Really?
to 5,000. That's like, you can't even get a bachelor for that. But this guy just gets it. He's like, you're a good tenant. You never ask me for anything. You're always taking care of my
Does
place.
he speak English?
He a little bit. He's also a former reporter as well. So we have that media thing in common. And, he basically talks to my assistant. And yeah, for the next 2 months, I got it for 5,000.
That's great.
That's like, you never hear stories like that.
No, that's great.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's a lot of kindness out there.
Yeah, there is. And I just think it's on a 1-to-1, it's gonna get better, bro. It really is. I'm not going anywhere. I'm gonna ride this thing out. We both have been here. It's gotta get better. And people, when things start to open up, people love to go out and spend money on entertainment.
Well, okay. Because
We used to say, that
you can't even have people in movie theaters yet, can you? Are they
not
still
yet.
closed?
I don't know, but it's gonna get better.
Well, yeah, it's going to get better, but I don't know if this. Okay, again, here's the thing. Mike Wester said it on the last show. He said he thinks this will just become like a flu.
A what?
Like a flu, in the sense that
Yeah,
it never
it
really
will
goes
be.
away.
It will be. I mean, how many people die a year in America from the flu? Like 1 million people?
I wonder. I'd like to see are those numbers way down?
Right. No, but then again, with a lot of these numbers, they probably don't. They can't do the tests really to see. I know I'm no expert, but who's dying from the flu and who's dying from this coronavirus? They don't really know. I mean, they're saying.
Right. But yeah, no, it's. I don't know. I just can't see this sort of thing coming around. I know I keep going back to that, and I know it's negative.
It is. It's negative, bro.
I know, and I feel that negative energy, and I know that it's not really good for me.
It's not good for you.
Yeah. Like, I've been drinking too much.
But you look good, though.
Yeah. Well, as long as I look good, right? And I don't, well, that's me. And I need is probably not the right word, but to have a pint or two to take the edge off.
Vodka soda, bro.
I know vodka soda. That's my drink.
Yeah, but yeah, it does. It does take. I mean, I've been drinking wine more than I've ever had.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
My mom. Well, I was talking to my mom a couple of days ago, and she says, "Oh, my food bill's gone down so much since this has happened, but my alcohol bill's gone way up." So yeah, all right, that makes it.
I think my mom died.
Yeah.
Not from this.
No.
But right before like mid-March. And I couldn't go home. I mean, she was 93, but God rest her. She lived a great life, and she went the way she wanted to go in her sleep, in her own little apartment, in her bed.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm glad she went, so she had to go through all this.
Right.
It would have been worse.
Right. Well, that also that must be hard for you because you couldn't go home.
I couldn't go home.
You couldn't go home for a funeral.
Well, so stream. I was.
Still.
Yeah, I know, but the plan is. When this opens up, I'll go home and we'll have a party for her,
Right.
And, right. And when the funeral was, many people couldn't go because
of this. That's tough, eh?
Yeah. But she's cool. She was cool.
Yeah, no, I mean,
you met her.
I met her.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, she was cool. She went out.
Yeah.
She came to Plan B. And,
right. And for her 90th birthday.
Yeah, we took her to church.
Yeah. So, no, I mean, but I'm glad she wasn't here for this, to be a part of this. But.
So you've had a rough.
Yeah.
You've had a rough year.
Yeah.
I mean, I think everybody's had a rough year.
Everyone has a rough year.
You've had a really rough year.
Yeah, a rough year.
Yeah. No,
you want to hit the pause button on 2020,
Yeah.
Or rewind.
Rewind would be good, man. Like,
but
this is it. You just got to have that mental fortitude. I mean, I know you in your everyday life, and I've seen you frustrated, but generally, you seem to handle all this pretty well.
Because no one's going to do it for us, bro. We got to do it ourselves. And the more, if I feel really sorry for myself or I'm really down or stressed out, it's like no one's going to make it better for me and
Mhm.
no one's going to make it better for you.
No.
The only way it's going to get better is you got to believe in yourself and do it. And stress kills. I mean, I feel it when I'm getting really upset. I go, this is not good, bro. To myself, this is not good, Rick.
Mhm.
Go out, walk around, walk the dog,
Mhm.
something. And I do. And I feel a lot better. But no one is there to help you but help yourself.
Right. And this is something that I think we all instinctively know, but we need to be reminded of it
Yeah.
sometimes because, during these times when it's completely out of your control and you don't see any timeline, that's when I think
Yeah.
that those stresses add up the most. I know nobody was dating for the longest time, and I think that's finally coming around. I think girls will finally go out on dates again. Not that you care
Well, yeah,
anymore.
I don't think anything was happening to anybody's. But it's either one extreme or the other. Either a lot of babies are going to be born in 7 months from now,
Yeah, no doubt.
and a lot of divorces. No, it's it's all going to get better, Trevor.
Well, okay, so what would you do if you wanted to do the streaming thing? Like, how would you get? Because I saw in the U.S. A few artists are getting together and they're holding these virtual concerts or whatever. So is this the sort of thing that you're talking about?
Yeah, but I'm talking about doing like streaming concerts or virtual shows, but getting more of the AR and new
Like,
technology involved than just okay turning on my computer screen or on my phone and watching somebody sing.
right.
So there's some cool stuff that we're doing and working on to make it more interactive and more of an immersive
Well,
experience.
like what?
Putting you with the artist, interacting directly with the artist. Even though you're watching on your monitor or having the artist on your phone singing to you. I mean, different things that we're working on that we can do to make it a really immersive experience.
Now, how do you make money from that?
Make money from sponsors and paying.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's not like you join for a buck
Yeah, or
99 or
something like yeah.
because I know
Yeah.
you'd have to monetize that.
Yes, of course. We're not doing this because
Yeah, we're not being altruistic here. No, we're not doing it for our health.
we have to pay bills.
Yeah.
So it's the bill fund, and we're not that we're so extremely good looking, right? So
Mm.
we need to make some money. So coming up with different ways to do this.
Well, I imagine you are going to see that pent up demand for your services when things do open up.
Yes, absolutely, and that's what I'm saying. It's going to open up for me. It's going to open up for you.
But
But
again,
it's all going to get better here. It really is. I mean, and my hat off to China for dealing with this the way they've dealt with it. I mean, nobody knew China, really understood China before this, and they really don't understand it now unless you're here.
right?
And and they've done a great job. And they're not, as this place is getting better, you're right. I don't think they're going to let any foreigners in
No, I don't.
for a
Not for a
while, just
while.
because it's so messed up and
Everywhere else.
everywhere else.
I had Scott Erickson, Scotty.
Yeah.
I had Scotty on the show, and he was saying in Japan, like he goes, you'd think the Japanese would have been all over. He says it's a mess.
Yeah.
He says nobody was wearing masks and no social distancing, and they didn't have anything in place. They didn't have the medical supplies,
Oh,
and that's not usually what you think of when
no,
you think of Japan.
no. I mean, and America's worse because now nobody's wearing masks. People are shooting people now, or
Oh
people,
God,
this, or they don't. Oh, you tell me to wear a mask? Boom.
yeah. How crazy was
It's
that?
crazy.
Yeah.
It's happened like 4 times already.
I just
I am right.
I need things to happen back home that affects things here.
Right.
Like I need I need America to clean up its act. Like
Well, I don't think that's going to happen until at least November.
at least.
You know what? I'm thinking like maybe behind the scenes, like Biden or Obama or Clinton or even Bush are calling different world leaders saying, just calm down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a general election in November.
Yeah, if Trump doesn't block it or
Oh,
delay it
God.
or whatever. But yeah, a lot of people I know say if he got reelected, they're going to all move.
Yeah, they always say they're coming to
Yeah,
Canada.
yeah.
Forget that.
Yeah.
No. You guys stay down
No,
there.
I'm in the process of getting my Canadian
Yeah,
citizenship.
right. All right. Well, there you go. Well, thanks for coming on, Rick. And
Thanks for having me. But it's all, hey, bro. It's all. I'm saying, hey, bro, a lot lately too. I
yeah,
don't get that.
It's your new thing.
No, I don't like it. But anyway, hey, bro, it's all gonna be fine. It really is. And you're gonna be successful. You're gonna come out of this and make people happy, get fatter, drunker, happier, and I'm gonna be able to put some more smiles on people's faces, and that's what we're all about. and it's all going to be okay.
Well, I appreciate your perspective because I know you've had a real
Yeah,
tough year, and I know everybody has, but it seems a little bit more so for you.
yeah, it has. But, it's we pick ourselves up, dust ourselves off, and get back in the race
All right.
because that's life.
Well, there we are.
All right.
All right, guys. The latest edition of Not a Team Player. Again, thanks to Rick Garson. Stay ready, Rick.
That's-
And tune in next week, guys. You can always download any of our podcasts wherever you get your podcast: Apple, Spotify, Shivalaya, wherever you get your podcast. So there you guys go. Take care, and we will talk to you soon.